My name is Dr. Christoph Jacobs, and I'm excited to share with you our work countering mobile application threats using a structured threat modeling approach. The work was conducted in collaboration with Prof. Marika Kutsia from the Northwest University. Here's a brief overview of what will be discussed today. First, a mobile application ecosystem, laying the groundwork for our research, followed by background information. Then the problem statements highlighting the various approaches that we could have taken. Then moving on to our objectives. A four-step mobile application threat modeling approach, and then concluding at the end with our future work. So let's set the scene and understand the mobile application ecosystem. A mobile application ecosystem consists of various interaction points, such as the mobile app, web services, and a company the mobile application is intended for. In looking at the mobile application itself, it consists of a mobile application team tasked to develop the application, design teams responsible for the user interaction and user experience, as well as a range of teams within a company tasked with their own responsibilities. With the exceptional growth of my mobile apps, threats have become increasingly sophisticated, exploiting my vulnerabilities at every interaction point within a mobile application ecosystem. And to ensure a secure mobile application is delivered to customers, we can see that there are a range of individuals tasked to present a secure mobile application. However, it's the responsibility of the mobile application teams to ensure that their development estate is secure. Hence why a proactive threat model approach is required by the mobile application teams. A little bit of by background information. So what is a threat? It's a potential event or action that could cause harm to a mobile application and its underlying data. And a vulnerability is usually seen as a weakness or a flaw in a mobile application that can be exploited by a threat. And a threat modeling is a structured process to identify various threats within a mobile application. Our problem statement revolves around identifying gaps in the current threat modeling processes or practices. We observe three major approaches. Architecture-centric, which focuses on identifying my design flaws and threats related to components and layers within the mobile application architecture. And asset-centric threat modeling examines the valuable assets within a mobile application and identify those threats. And attack-centric threat modeling simulates the attack paths that a cyber criminal can use to infiltrate a mobile application. However, there's also various other tools and methodologies development teams can use, such as Stride, Octave, PAST, threat modeling, my manifesto, and the well-known one is OWASP threat modeling. So our objective is to introduce a four-step threat modeling approach for mobile applications, starting from to create a threat model for a mobile application, identify the mobile application threats, and then determining the mitigation and risk, and then concluding with a threat model report. So the first step is to create a threat model for a mobile application. In this step, we define the mobile application architecture, focusing on the various layers within the mobile application, starting from the application layer, then the communication layer, where the mobile application communicates with the web services, which we've seen in the mobile application ecosystem, as well as the operating system layer. The goal here is to map out the potential attack surface for a detailed analysis. In the initial step is to lay out all the my vulnerabilities within each layer. Here is an example of the my vulnerabilities within each layer. We can see from the top, the application layer consists of lack of binary protection as well as hard-coded passwords. Moving then on to the communication layer, where it consists of session hijacking, man-in-the-middle attack by impersonating as a cloud service, as well as man-in-the-middle attack by impersonating as the mobile device. Then moving on to the operating system layer, which includes insecure data storage and malware in the app. So the second step here is to identify the mobile application threats. We analyze the vulnerabilities and classifying them by leveraging on the STRIDE methodology, as well as classifying those vulnerabilities within the, well, according to the information security category. Here we can see on the left-hand side, STRIDE stands for spoofing, tampering, repudiation, information disclosure, denial of service, evaluation of privileges. We can see that social engineering was classified as a integrity information security category under spoofing. Within the operating system layer, here we can see log analysis as well as insecure data storage was classified in our example as a integrity information security category under tampering within STRIDE. Moving on to the communication layer, here we can see that man-in-the-middle attack by impersonating as a cloud service as well as impersonating as a mobile device is seen as integrity security category. Cool. Moving on to the third step, here we determine the mitigation and risk. Here I prioritize threats based upon their severity according to the DREAD security model. DREAD is synonymous for damage potential, reproducibility, exploitability, affected users, and discoverability. Again, here's another example classifying those vulnerabilities using the DREAD model. We can see at the top here, social engineering was rated as a medium risk finding, whereby sensitive information in Android and iOS manifest and p-info list files was seen as a high, with a free on the damage reproducibility as well as affected users as a free because it affects all users of their customer base. In the communication layer, man-in-the-middle attack by mimicking as a cloud service was seen in our example as a minimum rating, and attack by impersonating as a mobile device also seen as a minimum rating, and application accept self-signed certificate as a high. Within the operating system layer, malware in the mobile, in our example, was seen as a medium, and unintended data leakage within a mobile application seen as a high. So the last step in our structured approach to mobile application threat modeling is to create a report. This is a unique contribution to threat modeling approach for mobile application teams, as this provides a summary view of what the attack paths could be for a cyber criminal, whereby they can either root or jailbreak a device or use social engineering techniques to get hold of account information, and then at the end access by the mobile application itself. So to conclude, our structured threat modeling approach is intended for mobile application teams, and to create that, we provided here first of all a brief introduction to the mobile application ecosystem, then highlighting various approaches to conduct a threat modeling approach, and then moving on to our 4-step mobile application threat modeling approach. So for future work, I'm intended to rewrite that example that you've seen using the OWASP top 10 mobile risk classifications, and the specific research is part of my PhD thesis named Londoloza, a secure software development framework for mobile applications. Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you for the presentation. Any questions? There's a question at the back.
Why is this important for mobile developers in companies? So what is different to what is normally happening in a company?
So, mobile application security is usually seen as an afterthought. By shifting it to the left, mobile application teams themselves can actually combat or try to prevent those vulnerabilities early on in the software development life cycle, because it's always companies can always invest money afterwards after a threat has occurred or they have been breached, as we've seen lately in the news. The Department of Home Affairs were breached, as well as various other financial institutions. And this allows for software developers to take note of that early on,